Alright, so continuing on with our system word problems. With this type, when you read them, it's a little bit different than the last ones. It says, for this one, Ben went to the fair and bought hamburgers and hot dogs for his family. The price of a hamburger is $2, the price of a hot dog is $1. If he spent a total of $8 on 5 items, how many items of each did he buy? Okay. So you want, in these sort of problems, as you can tell when you read them, you can't see the sentence right away. But you're going to find something that's consistent in there where you're going to see either the number of points and points equals total points, or in this case, money plus money equals total money. So a hamburger is $2, a hot dog is $1, and we spent a total of $8. So that's basically your first equation. So I'm going to put 2B for hamburger and then 1H for hot dog. And I spent a total of $8. So all that has to match up with that sort of problem. The $2 for the hamburgers plus the $1 for the hot dogs equals the total amount of dollars, which is 8. Now, let me change color here a second. There we go. Alright, so this 5 right here actually can be its own problem. We know that we have a total of 5 items. Well, you already have your variables from your first equation. We have B and H for hamburgers and hot dogs. So I know that I have a total of 5, so it has to equal 5. Well, however many burgers plus however many hot dogs is going to equal 5. So there's our two equations. Now with these sort of systems, this one's really close to canceling out, so you have a couple options. You can multiply maybe your bottom equation by -2 so that your b's would cancel out. That will work. You can also, since your 1h and h are technically the same number, I just need one of them to be negative, I can multiply the bottom one just by -1. So I'm going to do that for this one. So I get 2b plus 1h equals 8, and then I get -1b minus 1h equals -5. Well, now I have my opposites. I can go ahead and add down. So 2 and 1 gives me 1b. Those cancel. 8 minus 5 gives me 3. So basically that means that my hamburgers are $3. Well, when you pick your second equation for these kinds of word problems, always pick that bottom one, that b plus h. Equals 5. That's a much easier equation to work with. Now, you can choose the top one if you want to. It's just going to take you a little longer to solve for. This one, I know that my b value is 3, so I plug in 3 in for h, or for b value and solve for h. So minus 3, and I get that h is equal to 2. So my hamburgers are $3, my hot dogs are $2. Alright, if you need anything from the screen, go ahead and get it. I'm going to switch to a different problem. Alright, this one says, sorry, school puts on a choral performance. The cost of a child's ticket is $150, an adult ticket is $250. The performance collected $165. With 78 tickets purchased, how many of each ticket did they sell? Alright, so again, the first thing that we want to go through and do, let me switch that color there, is I notice I have a consistent money here. So child's ticket is $1.50, adult ticket is $250, and I brought in a total of $165. So that's going to make one of my equations. So $150 for C, $250 for A, equals a grand total of $165. Alright, so again, my other number in there is just a total. So that's going to give me my other equation. I know my total for this other equation is going to be 78. And that's my child plus the A. These type of problems, that second equation is always just addition of both of the variables together. Okay, so for this one, in order to get these to cancel, doesn't matter if you cancel your A's or your C, I'm going to cancel my C value. Well, I have a positive $1.50 at the top. I need a negative 150. So the only way to get C to a negative 150 is to multiply it by negative 150. So my first equation is not going to change. 150 C plus 250 A equals 165. I need to multiply that bottom equation by negative 150. Negative 150C minus 150C, or A, and calculator moment would be 78 times negative 1.5 gives me negative 117. Well, now I have my opposites. Those cancel. 250 minus $1.50 would just give me $1. And 165 minus 117, which would give me 48. So in this case, A is equal to 48. I actually sold 48 adult tickets. So now I have to find my child's ticket. Again, I would suggest using that bottom equation. I know that my adult ticket was 48, so all I had to do was just plug in 48 for my A value. So if I do 78 minus 48, I get that my child ticket was 30. So I sold 30 child's tickets and 48 adult tickets. Again, if you need anything from this screen, go ahead and get it. I am going to switch screens. Okay. Another one deals with money. It says Dennis mowed his next door neighbor's lawn for a handful of dimes and nickels, 80 coins in all. If he was given 660 in all, how many of each coin did he receive? Alright, students generally have a little bit more trouble setting this one up, but I do have my total, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. I do have my money equation in there. There we go. Sorry, I'm changing colors. We know that we spent $6.50. Well, it doesn't actually tell us money amounts for dimes and nickels, but you know the price of dimes and nickels. Dimes are 10 cents, so 10 cents for dimes, and 5 cents for nickels. So the cost of a dime, the cost of a nickel, is going to give me $6.50 or $6.60, sorry, altogether. Well, then I have my total. If I get my color to go here, I have my total equation. I'm dealing with 40 or 80 coins altogether. So my dimes plus my nickels has to equal 80. Well, again, I need them to cancel, so it doesn't matter if I cancel out the D's or the N's. Sorry, I keep yawning. I'm going to cancel out my D's again. So since I have a positive 10 cents at the top, I'm going to have to multiply by negative 10 cents to the bottom. So my first equation is going to stay the same. 0.10D plus 0.05N equals 660. Well, this one will give me a negative 0.10D minus 0.10N, oops, N, and that would give me, should be, I don't trust my mind, it's late at night, even though I'm pretty sure that it's $8, yeah, it is. So it would give me a negative $8. Alright, well now, I do have my opposites, so my D's cancel, and 0.05 minus 10 would give me a negative 0.05, as long as I trust my mind. And then 660 minus 8 would be a negative, let's see, $1.40. Okay. I'm just going to have to divide by negative 0.05. In this case, let's see, and give me 28 nickels. Okay. Alright, so again, I have my nickels. I would definitely use that second equation. Equals 80. I know that my nickels are 28, so I just have to plug in 28 for n. Minus 28 to both sides. Should be 52. Okay. Alright. So again, there's kind of another example that type. The only other type of word problem that we're going to look at is sum and difference ones, which we'll look at here in just a moment. So if you need anything from the screen, go ahead and get it. Alright, the last one that we're going to look at is a sum and difference problem. So this first part, let's get my color back over here. There we go. Alright, so the sum of two numbers is 2. Now, we have no idea what those two numbers are. So one of them is x, and one of them is y. The sum of those two numbers is 2. Well, now, the other part that we're going to look at is the difference. And we know difference is subtraction. Again, we still don't know... Oops. Sorry. Thought I had gone into my eraser there. The difference of two numbers is negative 12. So x minus 12, or sorry, I think x minus y is going to equal negative 12. So there's my two equations. Now, these equations are actually the easiest to go through and solve, because if you look at them, I already have my opposites. I have a positive y value, a positive 1y, and a negative 1y for the bottom. So my y's automatically cancel, and I get 2x. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. Divide by 2, and I get that x is equal to negative 5. Well, now, I just have to be able to find my y value. Again, pick whichever equation. Most of you would probably pick this top one. And that my x is equal to negative 5. I just have to figure out what that y value is. So, just add 5 to both sides, and I get that y is equal to 7. So the sum of negative 5 and 7 gives me 2, and their difference gives me negative 12.